Well, hello guys, welcome back. Hopefully this is recording. I decided to try another one where I don't have the glasses on so that you aren't seeing super reflective surface. And unfortunately there's high humidity, so I apologize about the hair. I know it's like, I'd like it tighter and cleaner looking, and now it's like all soft and puffy, and I've already put my products in it. And it's gonna do this thing. Well, happy Freya's Day, and what I wanted to talk about today was like when the gods kind of dupe us for our own good, and today I got duped by both Odin and Loki. Because yesterday Loki had to do this kind of stealth healing on me, and again it was like one of those things where I didn't realize Loki was doing something. But remember, I also had to get off like the medications. The one tremor medication can make you psycho bonkers crazy, and it actually can. Like, if you go on WebMD and you look up, like, the more rare side effects, and I was trying to tell the doctor, I think it's doing this to me, and the doctor's like, no, 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 you're nuts. Okay, and I'm like, no, I have to get off this crap. So, I had that going on, and Loki's like, well, I have to come in and help. So, I wasn't really thrilled with him this morning. I mean, I know he's helping me, and I know he's being my God, and he's loving me, but still, I'm like, I just don't want to see you this morning. And Odin's like, you still have to give him honor. It's still his day. Because I woke up thinking it was Saturday. Because the first thing that happened when I went off the tremor medication, didn't take it last night, is I slept for 8 hours. Which I haven't done in months. And the second thing that happened is I woke up convinced it was Saturday. So I lit his lights. And I put out his coffee and put out food offerings. And I lit his candles. And I'm like, doing my best to, like, get over this. Like, I know it's not his fault that all these medications did all this stuff to me, but getting over this, I'm mad at everything, especially Loki, because why couldn't Loki, blah, blah, blah. And I know why Loki had said and did some of the stuff he did last night, because, he was, like, again, triggering healing, but it was, like, I was still, like, this morning. And I think Odin, like, duped me into, like, the food offerings next. I think poor Loki really, I think poor Loki's, like, somewhere passed out now. But, yeah. That brought me to the topic, and I was thinking of making this since I mentioned it. Remember, I told you guys I thought I had a Tengu around for a while. And in fact, I was talking to someone, and I will never talk to this person again if I see them. I will run them over with a tank. Because this person, it was one of those people that, they don't, none of their friends are talking to them, and they need to talk to you, and they are like your soulmate until their friends are talking to them again, then they dump your 6 foot of the curb. That's why I will run this person over with a tank. Anyhow, I was talking to this person, and this Tengu showed up. And it was weird this Tengu showed up because, I'd gotten rid of Loki. I'd had enough of, like, kind of like the drama circus that seems like, for me at least, I hope it doesn't happen for any of you, but for me it seems like there's like this drama circus that shows up in town a lot of times when Loki's involved. And maybe that was like effects from having been on some of the medications I was put on, but it was like, it seems like every time I got really involved with Loki, like, these people came out of nowhere, and it was like a drama, a circus, and it's like, no, I don't need the Loki circus. So I had, like, told him, I don't need it, I can't handle it, I'm going nuts as it is, And so I wasn't working with him, and Loki, true to his nature, decided, well, if you're not going to work with me as Loki, fine, I'm going to find another way in. And this Tengu showed up, and I was weary at first because I'm like, why would a Tengu show up? Why would a Japanese spirit show up for me? I mean, I've had, like, other spirits from other cultures show up, and I always fact check it to make sure it's not just, whimsy or wishful thinking or something else. But I'm like, well, why would a Tengu show up? And he was very good at telling me why he showed up. So I started working with him. And once he was sure we had a good working relationship and I trusted him and everything, he's like, by the way. And I was like, you son of a... I'm going to take all your feathers off one by one with a pair of rusty pliers. And he's like, well, You know, I wouldn't have had to do this if you would have just, you know, stayed with me in the first place. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. And, you know, I know that doesn't reflect well on me, and it might sound like a very strange story to tell you, but, I'm telling you it because if it ever happens to you or it's happened to you, you know, it depends on you on what your personal reaction would be. But my personal reaction was I wasn't thrilled. I felt duped. I felt humiliated. I'm like, how could I be so stupid to fall for this? And I'm like, I was pushing him away again. I'm like, I don't. This is exactly why we don't get along. And I was pushing him away again. And I, you know, I was to the point where I wasn't going to work with Loki again ever. And I think it was Lacenta. And Lacenta says, you know, he had to want to be with you if he went to all this trouble to, you know, shift forms and that. And she says, you know, maybe just maybe you don't pay attention to this circus of people, and maybe you pay attention to him. And it was really hard. It was like a process. But, you know, yeah, we went through it. And I think it happens to a lot of people that work with Loki. It seems like when you work with him, everything will be going great. And then for whatever reason, you'll run into people. And I'm probably that person for some people. And I apologize if I am. I apologize. But you'll run into that one person that, like, slams the relationship sideways. And you'll be like, oh my God. You know, and you won't want to work with him anymore, and you'll just be like, bah. And it's not like you have this weak relationship or you have trust issues or anything with him. It's just like, there's something about working with Loki that makes people so, some people, not every people. There are nice people who work with Loki, but some people, we've all met them, they get very aggressive, they get very territorial, they get very, they're going to hurt everyone else that works with Loki so that they're the last one standing. And depending on where you are in your relationship, that's like the last thing you need, which is why I try to, like, even if I totally don't agree with how someone's working with them, I'm like, I'm like, well, you know, Loki's a big god, he can take care of himself. If he doesn't like how that person's working with him, you know, he'll take care of it. And well, I kind of got out of it, and I guess this is the actual lesson, is that, you know, he will do that for our own good. And what he taught me in the Tengu form was that, you know, there are always going to be those people, like there are the couple of really embittered people on YouTube that have these anti-Loki videos. I mean, they absolutely hate him. And it's not from a position of Odinism, and again, not everybody that worships Odin hates him. I worship Odin, I don't hate him. And there's so much bitterness and so much hatred in these videos. I'm like, oh, when did your relationship end? And I'm not saying that, you know, to be catty or anything, but it's like you can feel it. You can feel it. The relationship ended sometime, and even though they act like they don't know him or they've never worked with him, or like he's the absolute crown prince of evil, it's like, oh, when did your relationship end? Because you know at some time it ended. And that does happen for some people. Loki doesn't work out for absolutely everyone. He can be a lot to handle. And I'm honest about having had those periods where I walked away and like had enough. You know, I'm sure the depression didn't help things. But I'm honest about, because I don't want people to think there's something wrong if they go through it as well. I don't like it when people make it sound like everything should be easy for you, or if you're struggling, there's something wrong with you. Too many religions do that, and then people start to feel guilt, and guilt's not good for you, and it's not useful for you. Loki can be a lot to handle. People associated with Loki can be a lot to handle. Every religion you get into, unfortunately, people are going to have an agenda. It doesn't matter if it's Lokeanism, it doesn't matter if it's Christianity, it doesn't matter what religion it is or what kind of group it is. It doesn't have to be religion. It has you know, it could be atheism, it could be some kind of science club or something. There are always going to be people with an agenda. So what it taught me during the time that I was working with him as a Tengu was, you know, how to kind of like pull back and spend time apart and kind of recharge and kind of deal with the fact that if those people are always going to bother you, they're always going to bother you, but you don't have to engage and you don't have to let them steal your power, because that's what they're really after. They really want to ruin your day. They really want to ruin your relationship with Loki for whatever reason they have going on in their little head. I don't know. I don't care. Frankly, I don't care. And, you know, it's up to you ultimately if you let that happen, because Loki can't control that. I mean, he's not going to sit there and, well, okay, he will lie to you occasionally, but he's not going to sit there and lie to you and say, I'm the all-powerful Loki, I can control these people, watch me go do something to them. I mean, well, you know, I don't think he's going to tell you that, but, that's the thing, he can't control these people, and that's a thing we have to remember as Lokeans. We tend to, like, kind of think he can do a little more than he can do. And that's, you know, that's not to belittle Loki. We all love him so much, we start to think he can, to borrow a phrase, walk on water. Oh God, don't hit me with something. And, when he can't, I think we get really frustrated. I think we all blame Loki sometimes for how these people act, and it's not his fault. It's, you know, it's never Loki's fault when these people are acting crazy or seemingly taking advantage of him and getting away with it or whatever. You know what I mean. So I just figured I would make the video and I would talk about it and I would be open about it, because I want you guys to know that it's okay if sometimes you have to walk away. I know some people will be like, oh my God, if you walk away, he'll hunt you down and whatever. And no, it's like sometimes if you have to walk away, it's okay. And it doesn't mean like if you walk away from Loki, Loki will transform into something and you have to be terrified he's going to be something else in your life. Some people, when they walk away, that's it. You know, you and Loki will be done. And that might be okay. That might be the best thing for you. Loki's not for everyone. Some people, when you walk away, you and Loki might just need a cooling off period. But usually when he tricks you like that, when he ends up shifting form and staying with you and he becomes your teacher or whatever, you know, whatever relationship you had in another capacity, you know, it's because he loves you and cares for you, and he's like, well, okay, if you can't accept me as Loki, then I'm going to be this, and this is just as valid a form for me as anything else, because he is a shapeshifter. So, did that make any sense at all? I don't know. I'm like fascinated because I can hardly see, and I've been like staring at what I can see for most of the video because I'm trying to like distract myself and like zen out and do the video. But I hope that made some sense, and I'm trying to explain the unexplainable. It was like it was a very nice time being alone with him, being off with him like that, because I was nowhere near any Lokeans. You know what I mean? I was nowhere near any of the drama some people like to pull. I was nowhere near people like being threatened by my relationship with him. I was nowhere near people that have to be number one in everything, because nobody knew about this time, and that was what was so nice about it. It was like nobody could take that away from me, and that's the thing. No one can take that relationship away from you, even if it's like in the here and now. Don't let anyone take your relationship with Loki away from you. There are always going to be people that make nasty videos. There are always going to be people that write nasty articles. There are always going to be people that attack you or act like total psychotics on Facebook or YouTube or in real life or whatever. Don't let those people and their issues get to you and ruin your relationship with Loki. If they do have issues, they should be taking them straight to Loki, not to you. It's not your fault if their relationship with Loki is crap. The only person they need to be talking to is Loki. And remember that. You can tell them that. You tell them I said that too. I don't care. They can talk to me. I own a shotgun. But yeah, guys, remember to never let anyone steal your relationship with Loki or try to ruin it. Some people just have some messed up agendas, and I thought it was important to share that with you, and I even vetted it with him. I'm like, is it okay if I go on and I talk about this? And he's like, I don't care. And since Fox is coming in like over a week early, and Odin tricked me this morning, I'm like, something's going on. So I figured I would make that for you, and I'm trying not to sneeze on camera. Oh my god. So I think it's time to wrap up. And I hope you guys have liked that. Do I kind of like look like an old over-the-hill Harley Quinn? I think it's what I'm starting to look like. Okay, but I hope you guys have liked it. If you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. And I know that was kind of rangy, and it was like a couple of topics together, but it kind of felt like what I thought you guys needed to hear right now. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.